What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. What's going on? It is Tuesday. What are we talking about today, girl? Okay, let's see. What are we talking about? It's Tuesday the 4th. Honey, we already halfway through the month of February. Y'all have, did y'all watch, the Love and Hip Hops? I said I was going to do Love and Hip Hop. I said I was going to do Love and Hip Hop on, Wednesday, but I watched it last night because there was nothing else to watch. I did see that your girl Monique, she's at it again. She done wrote Oprah a letter. She wrote Oprah an open letter that Oprah is not even going to open. Hey, listen, like I told Craig this morning, Oprah is not above reproach. Anybody can come at Oprah, but you're going to get paid the same dust you got paid for Precious, bitch. So I don't even know what the fuck you're doing. All I know is what Monique does and what Sydney does. Like Craig said, Monique is delusional and Sydney is the deluder. Because, girl, you every 3 months you come out with something to Oprah, and every 3 months Oprah's like, did y'all hear something? Did y'all hear something? And it's the dog whistles that everybody has been saying. So what Monique does, and what I see what tactics she does, is she takes things that are happening socially, in terms of what's going on within our community, and then she uses them and says, you know, this is happening to me. Okay. And you want a public apology from Oprah? Oprah doesn't even acknowledge you. Why do you think that? I mean, I don't know. I was just saying to T yesterday that I wanted to watch, past tense, I wanted to watch her Showtime Monique's and Friends special. I did. And then, like, oh, this open letter to Oprah where she's demanding a public apology, and she's mentioning Harvey Weinstein and Russell Simmons, and now all of a sudden Oprah's against black people. And it's just like, girl, wow. Jay-Z has made movies about, you know, things and produce things. Why aren't y'all asking him to produce things? Has pictures with Harvey Weinstein. I mean, just ask everyone who has a fucking picture with Harvey Weinstein, a man who was a well-known producer. What was it, Miramax? Isn't that what the Weinsteins had over him and his brother? I've been known who Harvey Weinstein and his brother forever. And all the movies they produced, yes, he was doing all of this shit on the side, but he's taking the pictures with a lot of people. And whether or not he's free, how come y'all not asking Jay-Z? Why y'all not asking Jay-Z to make a movie about Harvey Weinstein? Why y'all asking Oprah? Because Oprah wanted to talk about Michael Jackson. That didn't work out for her, as you can see. The loyalty to Michael Jackson, I don't think anybody can really come out and say anything about Michael Jackson that's going to alter the way that people see him, the way that people feel when they hear him, the way they still honor and respect him. I don't think that's ever going to change. So Oprah doing that, girl, bye. This thing with Russell Simmons, she said that out of her own mouth. Of course, you know, I mean, whether you like her or not is going to determine whether or not you believe her truth. Whether you like someone or not determines whether you believe their truth. Come on, let's just keep it fucking real. And if you don't like fucking Oprah, you're not going to believe shit she says. And because you feel sorry for Monique, you feel sorry for her, then you're going to believe her. You're going to believe what she says. So, I mean, the open letter, honey, like I said, she ain't even going to open that shit. She is not going to open that shit. Monique, every 3 months, she coming out talking about Oprah. Like, girl, what the fuck? If it was let me tell you something. If Monique was a man and coming to Oprah every month talking shit to her every month, y'all would have a fucking problem with it. You would have a fucking problem with it. You'd be like, why the fuck is this man keep harassing her? Why does he keep harassing her? Every 3 months, he comes out and says something about this woman, that he wants this woman to publicly acknowledge him. Why don't you give it up? Why don't you leave it alone? But no, Monique fits every single trope that we have to support. Fat, or used to be fat, dark-skinned woman. She feels like she hasn't been paid equally or whatever. So all of these things she takes and she uses them as dog whistles, and everybody falls right in line behind Monique and fucking Sydney, the goddamn pimp and his dumb bottom bitch. Every time. And nobody, and the critical thinking that y'all use for everything else, y'all don't see what the fuck Monique Hicks is doing? Every time, and every time I say the same thing. You can go watch my videos, and I can tell you now, you can say what you want to say. I loved Monique as a comedian. She was my favorite comedian, one of my favorite female comedians, because her mouth was raw. She didn't give a damn. She said what she wanted to say. All this mouth that you got, all of a sudden, you being dicked over. Here Mace is saying he was dicked over. Khalees is saying she was dicked over. And all these people, here comes Monique. I was dicked over, da 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 da. Now because I feel that you didn't give me what I feel that I'm worth, I'm gonna sue you? Okay. I'm gonna go apply for a job, and if when they come back with the offer, I'm gonna say that's not what I'm worth. I'm worth more than that. I'm a legend. I've been doing this shit for 20-something years. You gonna pay me what I'm worth, or I'm gonna sue your ass. Y'all would say, Erica, honey, girl, cut it out. Give it up. It's okay. It's okay. It's time to move on. It's time. It's time to start the healing process. Start it at least. Just start it in 2020. Just start it. At least start the shit, bitch. Child, I'm about to order me some. What should I get from Starbucks? I think I want a green tea latte. Come on, girl. Y'all's Black History Month. We black history, goddamn. Okay, come on. Let's see what we gonna get from Starbucks. I think I want a green tea latte. There's somebody under there.
Good morning, Starbucks. How you doing?
Hi, can I have a grande green tea latte, no foam, with soy, please? Extra hot.
One grande soy, extra hot, no foam, green tea latte.
Yes.
What else can I get you?
That's all.
How about $4.95?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. See you at the window.
All right. See you at the window, girl. I love when people are pleasant, and I love it when they're pleasant. It just makes the whole experience. That's what I be telling my class. I always use Starbucks as an example of service, providing good service, because you can get the same cup of coffee at McDonald's and pay $1. And the service is so bad that you would rather pay almost $5 for a cup of goddamn tea, because the people talk to you nice. They nice to you and they say, see you at the window. Okay. I was happy. I just love pleasant service. I love pleasant service because it really doesn't take anything. But I know people have bad days and stuff like that, but whatever. But yeah, Monique, child, ain't nobody think about you. Anyway, so what else is going on? Love and Hip Hop New York. Love and Hip Hop New York. Olivia is back. And all I can say is about Olivia, I cannot believe that you was sitting up in Fresher's face and couldn't see that fuck nigga coming from a mile away. Okay, we gonna go to the studio? Okay, I was looking at like, Olivia, you too old for this. Hi. Can I have a straw too, a short straw? Yes. Thank you. I said, Olivia, girl, you sitting up there talking about you gonna go into the studio with Fresher. You have a better chance reigniting your career with rich dollars than you do with fresher. I can't believe that she was sitting in that man's face smiling and shit. Like, you can't, you've been in the music industry and you can't see that this nigga is a fraud and he's doing the same shit that every other nigga in the record industry does. Run their goddamn mouth with nothing coming out of it but a bunch of goddamn lies and unfulfilled promises. You stupid as hell. Tahiri went to the doctor and got her biopsy back, and she's fine. That's why she said that she was acting the way she was. She had a lot on her mind. Thank you. You do the same. Thank you. So polite. Let me roll the window up. I love that the Starbucks is right off the highway. Come on, bitch. I've been low before. Hey, now you know I've been. I'm sorry. So yeah, she's sitting up there in Fresh's face. Okay, so then Tahiri went to the doctor. She's okay with her and Erica. And then who else was on there? Remy Ma. I'm not really interested in Remy Ma's story. I'm really not. I have no interest in it. Like, I totally tune out when Remy Ma comes on the screen. It's so tired and it's so late. You know what I'm saying? It's real late. She got some lawsuit going on. I don't know. She don't want to go back to jail, basically. And then Yandy, y'all, they showed that. I can't believe they showed that clip of Yandy getting maced. Y'all. I don't know what it is about. I just don't know what it is about Yandy. I'm not on the same frequency as she is. I just don't vibe with her personality. Maybe I have to meet Yandy in person, because on the TV with that little mustard outfit on, and girl, if you don't put your ass on a waist trainer, I'm like, why does she have that? Is it velvet and mustard? What is that? Gold that she got on? It's like tied here and it's hanging down, and then she got her stomach showing. Her midriff is what they used to. Midriff is what they used to say. That's what she has on. And I'm looking every time I see with them earrings on. I'm like, Yandy girl, but she thinks that, her prison reform activism is what is causing some type of holdup with Mandingo's release. And what we saw the other day, he's already been released, so they can cut her storyline to move it to something else. I guess move it to the fact that you didn't think about this man coming home. I wonder where the foster girl is now. I wonder where she is, her foster child, because he's back home, so they must have figured something out. I don't know why. I don't know why she didn't think about, or her, what do you call it? The caseworker didn't say or ask, do you have any felons living in the home? Well, no, I don't, but I will when my husband gets home. That's what you should have said. I hope she said that. I mean, we don't know what she said. But she thinks because of her activism, which that's the part that I like about Yandy. I just don't like her personality. You could like a person for the things that they do within the community. I think what she does is, I love it. I love every minute of it. I love that they're actually showing it. I think it's great. But then just her personality, I think it's the I don't know what it is. I think when she lied about her relationship with Mendices and the marriage, and I understand, and here's another smart person who did not marry him. She just fake married him for us, for social status. She doing all this and shit and doing all this. That was for social status. Like what I said, that's the reason why a lot of people get married and they use it as an insult. They use your relationship status as an insult. And so, yeah, you're driving a little bit too reckless, sweetie. You're gonna get your ass back. And I think when all that came out, but she lied and said that they were married, but she wasn't. She didn't marry him, and she did it for she didn't marry him for legal reasons, because her shit would have been fucked up. if she did, if they had been married, with him going to jail and restitution and all that other stuff, because you a joint fucking business, a partnership, your shit can be at jeopardy too. I have heard about women whose income tax, they're married, unhappy, and all that shit about being married to a nigga who owes back child support, and as soon as you sign that goddamn paper, bitch, and the next tax return, it's gonna be all the baby mamas. It's gonna be all hers. Y'all, but you married though. You got the nigga, bitch. You got the nigga. You so happy, girl. I am not an advocate for marriage. I'm sorry, y'all. I just am not. I'm not. I think it's just so... and the things that people do and the compromises that people make for it. And like Yandy, like, you sit up there and lie. Why did you lie and say that you was married to him? Just say that you can say that we got married, or we had a commitment ceremony, whatever the fuck, girl. But I think that's a part of the things that the reason why I don't vibe with her personality, because it's like you lying about some dumb shit, and then just keep lying and lying and lying, and just like really like just corny, Anyway, so she thinks that's the reason why, you know, they might be holding him up, because of her activism. And you never know. You just never know. And they talked about that prison that had, do you remember it was like last year, maybe 2 years ago, because we're in 2020. And the inmates were not being fed, and it was really, really cold, and people were getting sick, and they were banging on the windows of the jail or the prison or whatever you want to call it. They were banging on the windows and shit. Like, oh girl, they don't treat people right. They do not treat people right in jail, and I don't think it's cool, because a lot of the people in there it's non-violent. What are you doing? Why are you driving so fast? The girl in front of me is driving hella stupid and fast and almost hit this car right here. Yeah, I'm talking about you, bitch. Oh, here comes a policeman. Highway patrol. He trying to get through traffic. You see his lights in my glasses? A woman. They be the worst, child. They be worse than the men. Did you see that video yesterday of that guy who got stopped by, he's out here in Sacramento, he got stopped by police, and they said it was about his tent and his license plate. And then the woman, the dude was like, I feel like, dude said, I feel like this is Nazi Germany, and she got offended by it, and she was like, you know what I mean by that? And she was like, I don't see the correlation. And he was like, she at the end, close to the end of it, she pulled her gun. She asked him, do you have any weapons in the car? He said, yes, I do. It's registered, and it's in the trunk, where the fuck it's supposed to be, right? Because this is not the state where you can do it unless you have the license. It's in the trunk. So she tells the guy, I just don't feel comfortable. Why don't you feel comfortable, bitch? You the one with the fucking gun in your holster. Why the fuck don't you feel comfortable? You got the gun. Then she points the gun at the dude's head, and he was like, oh shit. Like you really come in contact with this terrorist group, and your life can end because they feel uncomfortable while they're pointing a gun to your head. Somebody said they need to get her before she kills somebody. They really do. He was like, what? He was like, let me get your supervisor. And he was like, oh, we already called him. No, you didn't. Y'all. Honey. Well, anyway. So that's what Yandy thinks. Yandy thinks the people is fucking with her and Mandingo. What else happened on Love and Hip Hop New York? Fresher, I don't know, that whole situation, he is so gross. Everything about that dude, he's mad because he feels like, Olivia meets with, what's her name, Chrissy, and they're going over her relationship, and they show the clips of her, you know, saying that she was going to ask Jimmy to marry her. I want the wedding, I want the whole thing. And y'all say that she obviously still wants that, and that's what she wants. And She's lying now. She's lying. She wants to be married because 6 years ago she asked him to marry her. So she still wants it. She still wants to be married, and her saying that she doesn't want to be married, that's a lie. It's a lie. She's lying. She's lying to us. She's lying to us. Have y'all ever thought that maybe she was lying about wanting to get married? Like somebody said in the comments, they worked someplace where they did wedding invitations and things for the weddings, and the people get in there. Mo said it. People get in there with the damn their wedding plans and start asking her, what do you think I should do? Bitch, this is your goddamn wedding day. So who are you getting married for, bitch? You getting married for some other people? For social status. That's what it's for. When anybody uses your relationship status as a way to insult you, it's for social status. Obviously, they put value in something if they feel like they can insult you by saying you're single. And then you're putting value on a man choosing you. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm done talking about it anymore. I don't even know what to call it. I have an aversion to it. The whole idea and everything surrounding it, and the things that the people do just to complete that mission. Like, look at Portia. Like, you doing all that for what, girl? All you really want is a wedding. Bitch, go marry yourself. Fuck that. Fuck that. I know Dennis has equity. I know he does, but it's not worth it. Is it worth it? Is it worth the investment? Is it worth the investment? So that's what else happened. So what was I talking about? And then they had Remy Ma on there or something, and then Chrissy and Olivia is talking about their time together and how they used to be close, and then her mother had passed, and that's why she hasn't really been. But she pulled up in a Rolls Royce. I was like, okay, Olivia. I guess next week they show her getting rich together because he took money from her for her little single that she had out. And he took money. Here's another story of somebody, not paying attention. Somebody taking their money. You know what I'm saying? And related to the record industry, I just don't understand when everybody keeps saying, Khalees and Mace and all of these 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds who don't have anything together in their mind, who come from either middle class or lower middle class background, or almost just low middle class. I don't know if Mace probably was a middle class, lower middle class, but then they see all of these dollar signs, and you want them to make what kind of rational life, forward-thinking, future-seeing decisions? Mace can't get his publishing until 6 more years, until he's 50 years old. 5 more years. He'll be 45 this year. 5 more years. He got to wait for his publishing. He got to wait. And luckily, people still love those songs, and luckily they still play and get streamed, and still, people still dance to them and rap to them and everything. But the record industry, child, it ain't nothing. Look, why do you think James Brown and Ray Charles, why do you think they wanted to own their masters? They knew what kind of contracts people were giving them. But then you look at Pharrell, and then you look at Russell Simmons, and then you look at it. Everybody, think about it. Everybody who has a label, they're the ones talking about they're the, who do you like better? You like one billionaire better than two, or whatever the fuck. Anybody who got that, who has been ahead of a label, they still make. Where are their artists? Where are the artists at? Where are they? You know what I'm saying? Where are they? Where is Mace? Where's Total? Where's Day 26? Where is who else? Who else can we name? Khalees. Where is who else was on Star Trek? Who else was on Star Trek? Who else is on Def Jam and unless they've crossed over into film, television and film, ain't really making no money. So I don't know. Miami, What happened on Miami? Miami is so Miami. So they start off where they left off, where Jocelyn sent Prima Donna that pig. Prima Donna was in the studio and she went off. I wish Jocelyn was sitting there instead of Trick, because she went the fuck off and talking about where she was from and how, you know, she come from the streets and don't put no pressure on her because she'll change back into a different bitch and all this other stuff. And a lot of people, I mean, this is what I wanted to ask y'all when I was watching it. What would y'all think? All of these people are coming out saying the same thing about Jocelyn Hernandez, saying the same thing. I didn't know Tip knew her since they were 13 years old. That's crazy to me. Prima Donna, they've all known, because they're from Miami, they all known, and people are, you know, they know about Jocelyn's background. They know about it. You know what I'm saying? And Tip says she did it wrong. Prima Donna says she did it wrong. Who's the other one that says I can't remember. God damn, I can't remember her name just that fast. I want to call her Nancy Drew. What's her name? Dawn. She was sitting there crying because she was like that. She's just a broken person, and I can't wait to watch Marriage Boot Camp, because we're probably gonna see glimpses of Jocelyn's behavior in like personal. I know we saw Stevie J, but Stevie J, that was so fake and so toxic that, oh my God, that shit was so gross to watch. It was just so gross. Somebody played a old clip when she told him, you ain't never you every time you get mad at me, you tell me you gonna send me back to the strip club. And he was like talking to her like he was her pimp, and it was just so gross, just really gross. But what do y'all think? Do y'all believe these people that Jocelyn is this, you know, person who will do you wrong? Is Jocelyn still in survival mode where she feels like she has to do people wrong? Because I thought it was weird for her to be like, I don't like, what did she say about Prima Donna? I don't like bitches who are mean, or I don't like rude bitches. And I'm like, you of all people got a lot of nerve to even say that, to even fix your mouth to say that. But they all said they've been done wrong by Jocelyn, and this is like, it looks like a pattern of behavior. And why is she doing people like this? Where does that come from? And why has everybody had the same story about her? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what's going on? I felt bad not for Jocelyn, but for the people in her path that she's done people. But I know that there's a reason, you know what I'm saying? And so we got to see what it is. We got to see what's going on. Joy says she wants to hook Trick up with somebody. I was kind of in and out when he was sitting at the table with this woman who looked like, I don't know who she was, but she looked like an older woman. And that's what Joy was like, maybe I need to get him an older woman. And, you know, I think a lot of men who get to a certain age, they want a younger woman because it makes them feel, one, like they can siphon the youthfulness out of her, right? And then two, it makes them look like cat daddies. You know, that you got a young girl on your arm, you obviously doing something right, but all they doing is siphoning her youthfulness and changing her perception of men. That's all they doing to these young girls. That's all they doing. And I wonder if Joy is like, you know, let me find him somebody who's a little older. You can't be running around with nobody like Nikki Natural. Now, you definitely can't. Based on that situation with her, it was Nikki Natural, Hood Barbie. What's her name? Not Hood Rat. Hood Brat. Okay, is that her name? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. And Suki. And Suki was like, why did you she told Nikki Natural, why did you take my phone? Like, she sat down immediately. It was like, why did you take my phone? And you know, they were gonna have this boot camp with Trina, and I'm like, Trina, like, at first, you know, the other day I was like, yes, Trina, that's the position that you should take within this industry, is because I don't think that the music is there for Trina anymore. I just don't. I don't know. I just don't. I think that Trina should be one of those people like Rihanna. Like, you should have ventured off into other things. And I feel like her status regionally and and the love that she gets regionally, I really truly believe that it's kept her stuck. Like, she loves that so much that I think it's comfortable for her, for everybody in the city. Like, she likes, the praise. I mean, you're Trina, you're the baddest bitch, and she loves that. But that's very regional, you know what I mean? And I think she's stuck with that, and that's what kept her stuck and stagnant, is that you didn't venture out to anywhere else. You was a boss in Miami. You came up, you became this boss, or whatever you want, however you want to call it, and you love that. You love that attention. You love that energy you get from your people. There's nothing wrong with it, but I think it did, contribute to her not moving forward. Trina's very regional, very regional. And she has this boot camp, which she was like, oh my God, I need help with this boot camp. And she's telling Bobby and Joy, and Bobby was like, well, let Nikki Natural be in the thing. And she was like, I'm absolutely not. And Trina wants to do this boot camp. I don't know what she thought she was going to do or what they was going to get together. I guess VH1 was going to help her put it together. But none of these women like each other, and it's a disaster waiting to happen. And they are not, like, they really need A&R. They really do need A&R. They need to be in the old school, in Motown, where they would have them take etiquette classes. They would have them have media training, how to dress, how to present yourself. They had all of those things in these labels. That's what they used to have to develop the person's, their look and their personality. And, those girls, all of them needed Hood Brat, Sukiana, and Nikki Natural. They're too impulsive. They're just young. And I was just like, and I was watching it, and I was looking like, oh my God, I'm an old lady, because I'm looking at y'all bitches like, y'all some stupid ass girls. Y'all dumb. Let me move over like this, because y'all doing the most. Okay, let me get behind you. Yeah, I'm looking like you guys are real dumb. Like, you on this TV. And I do remember somebody posted a comment in the comment section that, and I think they deleted it, but sometimes I see it, and then I go read it or go reply, and then y'all have deleted the comment. But Sukiana was the girl that was on down to the Instagram talking about how she sold her soul. Remember that video of that girl? And it looked like she had some things like in the corner of her eyes, like, I don't know, some kind of makeup or something. And she said that she sold her soul in the record industry, in the music industry. I sold my soul, don't sell your soul, and all this other stuff. Do y'all remember that video? That was Sukiana. And I knew her face, because she has a very she has very distinct features. Her nose, everything is very distinct, how it's pushed up like this, and her eyes are slanted. She looks very, just very distinctive features. And I remember when I saw her on Love and Hip Hop Miami, I was like, this girl looks familiar, but I don't know no damn rapper named Sukiana. I really don't. And then here she goes. And somebody put in the comments, that was the girl that was saying a few months ago that she had sold her soul. But then when I went to go look at the comment, it was gone. To read the rest of the comment, to be like, oh, that's where I recognized her from. But the comment was gone. They get into this huge fight at this thing that they're supposed to be doing, boot camp or whatever. This huge fight, throwing shit. She's throwing the decorative rocks. I mean, to me, I feel like that's some shit I would do. I'm hitting somebody. I'm throwing all these rocks, and they gonna hit somebody. That's what I would have done. Cause you're not gonna let me get to her. I'm gonna take a handful of rocks and I'm throwing them, and whoever got hit will holler. But I was looking at it like I'm old, because this shit looks exhausting. Like, but that's what happens when between, what is it, 18 and 25, you're just fighting and thinking somebody is looking at you crazy and just silly. You silly, and then you act impulsively and you get into these fights. And they were really acting up, and then Trina was like, I'm not doing the tour. I wouldn't have done the tour with them hoes anyway. I'm not doing the tour. Why are you doing them with that? They don't get along. And Nikki Natural, I don't know. she keeps this. You know what really bothers me when I see people fighting, and I know the person is mad and they're trying their damnedest to smile and laugh like it's not bothering them. Honey, your blood pressure is elevated, your heart is beating fast, your adrenaline is running. Ain't nothing funny. You laughing, you trying so hard to make it seem like all of this shit and this chaos, you trying to make it seem like it's funny, like you're laughing at it. It's so stupid. It is so dumb. And I was just looking at them like, girl, this is so dumb. Y'all dumb. Y'all getting on my nerves. Like, Trina did just right. Trina did just right. Girl, we're not doing this. We're out of here. Trina walked away. It's like, I'm not doing this. Y'all messed up. Y'all messed up. But I don't think, how did you think that they was going to get along anyway? Those girls, they're not going to get along with each other. Especially after that girl took her phone. That was real ridiculous. And then Amara La Negra, and let me tell you something, honey, let me tell you something. When Amara's mother was letting her know about MJ, baby, when I tell you that lady, like I said last night, I don't know if it's a hindrance or an advantage to have your mother around like that. Because if her mother wasn't around, would she have allowed, her mother even told her, don't take MJ, and she took him anyway. Her mother told her, this guy has only been around, how many, I'm going to give him 7 months. I think she said 5 to 6 months. And he has an opinion about everything going on in your life. This is your life and this is your career. Don't let anybody influence you, because it does him an advantage to get Julian out of the way. It's his advantage. If Julian is out of the way, it's more of an advantage for MJ. And she told her that, and she was like, well, MJ's not going to be my manager. That's what she told her mother. And her mother was like, you need to go talk to Julian, because he's the one that said he was your brother and all this other stuff. Whatever happened to that? And she was like, yeah, what's his name? She rolled her eyes. She was like, no, he's not going to be my manager. Don't let him influence you. Don't let him ruin your career. And my thing is, you have this man around. And like I said, I don't know if Amada's mother being around is a hindrance or an advantage, because what her mother told her was very good advice. Do not let this man come into your life and influence you and fuck up your career, the thing that you have been working on since you were 5 years old. Y'all know Amada used to be in little beauty pageants and everything like that. Her little black ass was walking across the stage and everything. As a little girl, you've been working on this. This is your dream, and I don't know how many times you can ask a woman how her dream got deferred, how her life took a different direction, and who was the other person present when her life took a direction that she didn't plan for it to go. But someone was there being an influence on her and being a bad influence on her. How many women can say that their life changed with the influence of some guy who acted as if they cared about them, and they really didn't? You know, I really see MJ and I see Shay as opportunists. I mean, Shay is an opportunist. She's on every single, she just like Safari, going from every single installment. She if they fucked with her in LA, her big mouth would be right over there in LA. Wasn't she on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? I don't know. That might be her next stop. But I see her as an opportunist. Why are you on this show? You don't have no love on this show. Who's your boyfriend on this show, Shay? You on this show because you friends with Amada. Am I lying? Because you don't have any love interest on this show. It's Amada La Negra. That's it. And here comes her brother, like, okay, let me introduce you to this girl. Honey, you better get away from that goddamn scam, that scamming sister and brother duo. You better get away from them. And she took MJ with her to go meet Julian. Julian looked like he was completely disappointed. He was like, I went into the bed with her. I realized I was in the wrong bed, and I went in the wrong bed. If I wanted to fuck, if I really wanted to, then I could have. That's what he said. I don't know what's going on with. I feel like you have to think about it. You have a boyfriend and you want to be honest and truthful with him in things that have happened in their life, because you don't want your partner to be surprised with any information, especially when it pertains to you, right? Right. So her telling MJ that Julian got in the bed with her and him being drunk, you don't tell an insecure man that. You just don't, especially a man who is threatened by, 1, his girlfriend's talent, 2, his girlfriend's access, 3, his girlfriend's influence, and then there's a man who is helping her get all of these things. That man is a threat. So for you to tell her or tell your boyfriend that this man hopped in the bed with you when you did not feel threatened by his actions, that, to me, if it was me, I would not have said anything unless I didn't feel comfortable. Because clearly, if she felt uncomfortable, if she felt threatened, if she felt violated, then get out of your contract. Did you hear her say it feels like a divorce? Because that's what it is. This just called something different. You're dissolving a contract between 2 interested parties. I feel like a divorce, bitch. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's called something different. You have a contract between you and this man, and he's getting a percentage of your earnings, the business. That's all it is. I was like, oh, is that what it feels like? It feels like a divorce? That's exactly what it is, goddammit. And like Julian said, if my woman told me not to say anything, I wouldn't have said nothing. But Amada, I don't know what this thing is with Amada, like the damsel shit. You know, I don't get down with that. I know there's a group of women that they operate playing the damsel to get these niggas to, I don't like that. I have always had an aversion to women acting dumb and clueless and doe-eyed and just, they can't, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I can't, he's my friend and I love him, he's my brother and I don't know. Girl, stop blinking and look and see what the fuck is going on around you. You blinking so goddamn much your eyes is closed, bitch. Wake the fuck up, Amada. Wake up. And I'm telling you, Shay and her brother are some opportunists. I hope Amada's not still with that boxhead nigga. I hope she's not. I really hope not. Because he's nothing but an opportunist. And you got Julian right out the way. Now, was it a good business decision? We don't know. What is Amada doing? I saw Amada and, I was going to say Tokyo Vanity. But it was, not Amber. What's the girl's name that threw the drink on K. Michelle and took her Uber card? What's the girl's name? Zale's best friend. God damn it, I can't remember her name. Paris. Paris and Zale were on B-Love's channel the other day, and it was really cute. It was really cute, and they have a lot of good. I like Zale, and Zale, he mentioned on there that he was an Aquarius. I don't know what sign Paris is, but it was a movie with Paris, Amada La Negra, Jolie Fisher, you know, Carrie Fisher's daughter, and some other people. But it was almost like a weekend at Bernie's. They accidentally killed the head of the company, Jolie Fisher's character. They didn't kill her, but she dies, and they are carrying her around as if she's still alive. It's like a weekend at Bernie's. I didn't watch the whole thing. The acting is really, really, really bad. But who got you that job, Amada? Who got you a movie on Netflix, girl? Was it Julian or was it MJ? And just like Julian said, all these people giving you all this advice on what to do with me, what are they gonna do for you? Who do they have access to? Because MJ ain't no manager. And that's what I said. You're gonna end up like Wendy Williams. You're gonna end up like Mary J. Blige. You're gonna end up like Monique. You're gonna end up like all these black women who put their insecure men as their managers to give these niggas a job, to make them feel like they're a part of something. You're gonna end up like them. You don't even have half the talent as Mary J. Blige. You don't have half the talent as Wendy Williams. You don't have half that talent as Monique. And you're going to let this man come in and switch your whole management shit up. Julian looked like he was so disappointed. And, you know, maybe Julian isn't a good manager, but MJ definitely ain't no good partner. Sorry, that's how I feel. Anyways, y'all, I'm about to go. And that's it. That's it. Y'all take care of each other, protect your energy, and we'll get down in the comments. Take care of each other, okay? Please.